You thought Dungeons and Dragons was just a nostalgic gimmick in Stranger Things, didn't you? Just some dice and dragons for flavor. But what if I told you it's not just set dressing, it's prophecy? A blueprint that's been hiding in plain sight since season 1. And if you know where to look, it may have already spoiled the entire ending of season 5. Welcome to Beyond the Veil with Dr. Horror. You see, in Stranger Things, Dungeons and Dragons isn't just a quirky backdrop for 80s vibes. It's prophecy dressed as playtime. Let's rewind. In season 1, Will disappears, and what do the kids call the thing that took him? The Demogorgon, a classic D&D boss monster. 2 heads, chaos incarnate. To them, Will wasn't missing. He was taken on a quest. The entire plot unfolds like a low-level D&D campaign to rescue the lost party member. In season 2 and 3, we level up. The enemy becomes the Mind Flayer, an elder evil, a hive mind straight from the pages of Dungeons and Dragons cosmology. It's no coincidence. This is literally how dungeon masters escalate campaigns. Bigger, weirder, deadlier. And then, season 4 drops the Lich Bomb. Vecna. One of the most infamous villains in all of D&D lore. Cursed, decayed, god-hungry. The name wasn't random. It was chosen. By the kids, by the showrunners. As if to whisper, "Pay attention, nerds. This is a map." Here's the thing no one's saying out loud. Dungeons and Dragons isn't just a theme in Stranger Things. It's the very architecture of the show itself. The showrunners didn't write a script, they built a campaign. Think about it. The characters don't just grow, they level up. They face moral dilemmas. They take on archetypal roles straight out of a player's handbook. Mike is the leader, the natural DM stand-in, guiding the party through chaos. 11 is the mage, powerful but vulnerable to burnouts. Lucas? He's our tank, the warrior, brave, grounded, and willing to take hits for the team. Dustin is the rogue, clever, creative, always breaking the rules with flair. Max? She's the ranger, independent, adaptive, and acts on her own instincts. What about Will? Well, Will maybe is something else entirely. We'll get to him later. For now, what about the deaths, the twists? Well, just like in D&D, the stakes are not arbitrary. Characters die not for shock, but to complete arcs, to evolve the story. Each season ends not with victory, but with a transformation. This isn't television storytelling. It's ritualized, campaign-style myth-making. And if that's true, then we can predict what the final encounter will be. You think Vecna is the big bad? In the world of Dungeons and Dragons, he's just the herald. Yes, Vecna's terrifying. He's a lich, undead, cursed, fueled by forbidden magic. But in Dungeons and Dragons lore, he's rarely the endgame. He's the doorway. Take this, the Elder Brain. A massive psychic organ, the central hub of the Mind Flayer hive mind. Cold, calculating, alien. The Mind Flayer isn't just a creature. It's a system, a network, and Vecna may just be its corrupted avatar. Or worse, its palm. Then there's Tharizdun, the god of madness, the seed of entropy, locked away in a plane so dark it eats thought itself. The Upside Down, a mirror world where time is frozen and decay never sleeps. Sounds suspiciously like his prison. And here's the part that again no one's talking about. The Upside Down existed before Vecna fell into it, before he bent to its will. That's not a villain's lair. It's an ancient tomb. And Vecna? He's just the latest fool to awaken what sleeps inside. If the Duffer Brothers are playing by the rules of D&D lore, and you know they are, then we haven't met the true final boss yet. Vecna's the mid-level boss battle, the red herring, and behind him is something cosmic. Every campaign has a dungeon master, the one pulling the strings behind the scenes. So here's the real question. Who's been running this game all along? Well, let's start with the obvious answer. Will. He was the first to disappear, the first one touched by the Upside Down. And don't forget, the first roll of the dice came from his hands, all the way back in episode 1. What if this story then began with Will? And what if it must end with him? His connection to the Upside Down isn't just trauma, it's a link, one that goes deeper than anyone understands. But there's another possibility. What if the true DM isn't a person at all? What if it's the Upside Down itself? A sentient plane, reshaping the rules of reality like a dungeon that adapts to the players. Season 5 might not be about beating a villain. It might actually be about beating the game itself. The board collapses, Hawkins merges with the Upside Down. Fantasy and reality become indistinguishable. And the only way to reset it? Sacrifice. The final spell, the last roll of the dice. Someone, perhaps Will, must stay behind to seal the game forever. Every campaign has an end, not with applause, but with ritual. In Dungeons & Dragons, the final arc isn't always about killing the last monster, it's about making the hard choice. The kind of choice that changes everything. Someone always stays behind. Someone always pays the price. It's part of the pact, it's part of the magic. Stranger Things has been slowly teaching us this from the very beginning. Barb, Bob, Billy, Eddie. Every loss pushed the party forward. Every death bought them time. But now we're at the end game, Season 5, and end games in D&D, they demand irreversible change. When the gate is finally sealed, when the Upside Down is banished for good, it won't come from a battle. It'll come from a ritual, a spell, a choice. Maybe it's Will, maybe it's 11, but someone will have to stay and pay to anchor the gate shut. And they'll do it knowing that they won't come back. And when it's over, no victory parade, no happily ever after, just the quiet, haunting silence of a campaign ending. You pick up the dice, you fold the map, and you sit with your friends in that sacred space between victory and goodbye. So maybe the final battle isn't about defeating a villain, but about accepting the cost of closing the story. Stranger Things has always been about more than monsters. It's about growing up, saying goodbye, and choosing to face the darkness, even when you know it'll take something from you. If this theory holds, If Dungeons and Dragons truly spoiled the ending of Stranger Things, then Season 5 won't just break our hearts. It will complete the story in the only way it ever could. And when the final session ends, you don't restart the campaign. You remember it. If you want more dark theories, deep dives, and cursed knowledge from the corners of nerddom, hit that subscribe button. The archives are deep, and we've only just begun to unseal them. Until next time, brave adventurer, I'm Dr. Horror. May your next roll be a 20.
Horror.